welcome to this deep dive. Today, our mission is to sift through a massive stack of expert analysis, stable reports, and tactical data for the upcoming Saturday V85 trotting round.
It's going to be a big one.
Yeah, and those shape-shifting lanes we just mentioned, we are talking about the Åby racetrack in Sweden, which is really the defining factor of this entire round.
It absolutely is. I mean, Åby is famous worldwide for its double open stretch.
Right. And the stakes today couldn't be higher. This round is the very first qualifying meeting for the prestigious Elitloppet weekend finals. So motivation across the board is just sky high. Well, let's start breaking down the board. We are looking right at the beginning of the day with V85-1. This is a Class 2 race, which means we are looking at the up-and-comers, the horses actively climbing the ranks.
Yeah.
And we have two heavyweights dominating the conversation here. That's number 6, Zahir, and number 2, Mr. Carnation.
Two very, very different profiles entering this race.
Right. So Zahir just won effortlessly in his debut for a new trainer. And the stable reports indicate he's now going to race barefoot in the back. And Zahir's getting that boost today. Meanwhile, Mr. Carnation brings a streak of 3 straight wins into this race. He's a winner, plain and simple.
He is incredibly tough, but, he is stepping up in class today.
Oh.
He's facing significantly faster horses than he has during that win streak. Zahir, on the other hand, has incredible raw speed, but he faces a really tricky start from track 6.
Being out in lane 6 behind the starting gate can be a huge energy drain if you get caught wide on the first turn.
Exactly. It's a tough spot.
Let's talk about the challengers trying to exploit that. Number 1, Gumari is highly capable, and he actually won from the outside last time.
Yeah, he looked great.
But today, he's starting all the way down inside from track 1. My initial thought looking at the data is, does track 1 risk him getting totally boxed in behind the leaders?
On almost any other track, yes. Being stuck on the rail in a large field is often a coffin for your chances.
Right, you're trapped.
But this is exactly where the Åby factor we talked about comes into play. Getting boxed in on the rail is actually a strategic advantage here because of that double open stretch.
Oh, of course.
Gumari's driver can just sit comfortably, draft behind the leader, save all his horse's energy, and just wait for that inside VIP lane to open up on the home stretch.
So the traditional trap becomes a springboard. I love that. But the consensus also highlights some massive upsets lurking in the weeds today. The data practically screams at us to look at number 8, Langley.
Oh, absolutely.
He drew a terrible starting position, far on the outside of track 8. But his raw capacity is massive, and he's getting an American bike today.
His recent comeback race was stellar. He looked fantastic. And outfitting him with an American bike is a huge signal.
I also want to quickly flag number 3, Gugu Sensation.
Yeah.
Insanely fast out of the gate, but the stable is putting shoes on his back hooves this time after a recent gallop.
Yeah.
Okay, we just saw how gear and track position create a tactical chessboard in those shorter races. But does that same logic hold up when we stretch the distance? Let's look at V85-2.
We're moving up to 2,640 meters here.
Yeah, moving from the rising stars to the established grinders in the bronze division, stepping up to that grueling distance.
This is a true test of endurance, a 1.5 miles of sustained trotting.
And the undisputed favorite here is number 8, Ideal Stone. Okay, let's unpack this. The stats on this horse are staggering.
They really are.
21 wins in 37 starts. He's an absolute winning machine.
Yeah.
Yet looking at the consensus analysis, he's considered incredibly vulnerable here today. Why this sudden lack of faith in a proven winner?
It comes down to the physics of starting from track 8 over a long distance. Think about running on a curved athletic track. The further out you are, the greater the circumference.
Right.
To reach the front from the far outside, Ideal Stone has to expend an enormous amount of early energy just to cross over. Mathematically, he's running further and faster than everyone else in the first 500 meters just to get into a viable position.
Enter number 2, Global Embargo. He's the primary challenger here. He raced barefoot last time, showed incredible form, and he has a perfect energy-saving drawdown on the inside.
He's the exact antithesis of Ideal Stone's situation today. He doesn't have to work hard early. He can run an incredibly efficient, relaxed race.
But the upsets are where the real value is in these long races. You found something fascinating in the tactical data for number 11, Ivy Hipster 1.
Yes. Last time out, he was way too eager. He fought for the lead on a bad, heavy track and completely exhausted himself.
Yeah, that's never good.
But this time, the setup is beautifully different. Starting from the back forces his driver to stalk the leaders rather than fight them early. Plus, they are running him with barefoot rear hooves for that speed boost, and they're adding Norwegian blinkers.
And we shouldn't ignore number 5, Golden Sunrise, either. He is built purely for long distances. He's the kind of horse who doesn't mind doing the heavy lifting out in the outer lanes, grinding away while everyone else gets tired.
He thrives on a grueling, punishing pace. He won't quit.
If that race was a test of raw endurance, V85-3 is a test of pure class. This race connects the bronze grinders we just talked about to the true elite.
Yeah, this one is interesting.
This race is formatted as a Sportrappe.
The playing field is mathematically tilted to force action.
The favorite is number 9, Harpy. He's known as an absolute tank. He had a brutal 3-kilometer race last time out, but the consensus analysis suggests he actually needed that punishing run to reach his peak physical form for today.
Yeah, he's a horse that requires hard work to get his engine running at maximum capacity. Some horses need rest. Harpy needs a war.
The challenger is number 7, Epsomace. I noticed in the data that this horse is dropping down in class today. He's been facing the absolute best monsters in the Gold Division all winter.
He's been in the deep end, for sure.
And now he's getting a slight breather against slightly easier competition here. Plus, he's racing barefoot in the front. Like number 6, Let Me In. The data shows he is very fast out of the gate, he's in great form, but he had a surprisingly passive trip last time. His driver didn't push him at all. He saved a lot of fuel.
That is a classic setup for a peak performance today. The trainer was saving him for this exact moment.
And then there's number 3, Limoncello Bocco. He's racing barefoot all around today, which maximizes his extreme speed.
He's fast.
He could easily grab the early lead, or, going back to our opening geometry lesson, he could take the rail, let someone else do the work, and use that open stretch to assassinate the leaders at the very end.
That open stretch changes everything for a horse with his kind of acceleration.
Now, if you thought handicaps were chaotic, welcome to V85-4.
Oh boy.
We are leaving the elite tactical duels for absolute unpredictability. The data practically screams that this 15-horse mare race, run over 2,640 meters with a volt start, is an unsolvable puzzle.
Dassault starts always add a massive layer of variance.
Because they're circling, right?
Exactly. With 15 horses on the track at once, the traffic is immense.
The favorite is number 7, Madison Square Kiss. She has great form, and she proves she can handle this long distance in her last race. But, I mean, a favorite in a 15-horse volt start feels like a trap. It is never safe.
Statistically, it is one of the most vulnerable positions you can hold. There are simply too many variables, other horses breaking stride, getting bumped, getting boxed in, that are completely out of the driver's control.
The challengers are fierce too. Number 6, Noblesse Broda, is incredibly fast out of the circling volt. And number 7, Bobber Street Girl, is a fascinating profile.
Very fascinating.
Debuting for a new trainer, starting from the absolute best position in track 1, racing barefoot all around.
Yeah.
But she is trying this long 2,640-meter distance for the very first time in her career.
It's a high-risk, high-reward profile. If she has the stamina, she's perfectly positioned. If she doesn't, she'll fade fast.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about the upsets. I was digging through the timing data, and number 2, Canola, jumped right off the page.
Oh, I saw this too.
In her last race, she galloped right at the start. She broke stride. Normally, that totally ruins your race, right?
Almost always.
But then she caught back up to the pack and ran her final 200 meters at a blistering 1.08.8 pace.
It proves absolute peak physical condition.
So the printed result sheet lies, but the stopwatch tells the absolute truth.
Exactly. She is a massive threat today because her underlying form is hiding in plain sight.
We leave the sheer unpredictability of that mare race for V85-5, which was like a clash of two absolute titans in class third. We have the winning machines. Number 5, OM Curlone versus number 6, Owen Bros.
A true heavyweight bout.
OM Curlone is a late bloomer, but he brings a streak of 5 straight wins into this. He just finally figured the sport out. Owen Bros, meanwhile, is undefeated in 2 starts for his new trainer, and he looks effortlessly strong doing it.
He does.
But there's a specific gear change here that the consensus analysis heavily points to.
Yes, and it's a major one. For the first time ever, the stable is outfitting Owen Curlone with an American bike and a closed headlamp.
They aren't here to play defense or draft. They are sending him straight to the front.
They are turning him into a torpedo.
But wait, the consensus analysts are absolutely obsessed with an upset pick here. Number 9, Sven Kuche.
Oh yeah, the hype is real.
In his seasonal debut recently, he flew around the track racing barefoot. People are raving about it.
This raises an important question for anyone looking at the data, though. Was that seasonal debut an overperformance fueled by fresh legs? Or is this his new baseline?
That's a good point. Okay, V85-6, we're shifting gears entirely. We dropped from the stamina-draining 2,640 meters down to a furious 1,640-meter sprint in the Diamond Stoa.
In a sprint this short, the margin for tactical error is essentially zero.
The favorite is number 1, Nikki Lane. She's fast, she won her last race, though the analysis clearly notes it was against a much cheaper field of horses, and she's been treated by the vets since then to ensure she's in top physical shape.
Nikki Lane is heavily favored, but she is stepping into the ultimate trap.
Because of the inside draw?
Yeah. If she doesn't nail the start perfectly and accelerate instantly, the outside horses will collapse inward and she will be hopelessly boxed in on the rail before they even reach the first turn.
And in a short sprint, if you get boxed in early, the race is practically over before the open stretch at the end even matters. The field is just moving too fast to catch up.
Precisely, which is exactly what makes the challengers so dangerous here.
Like number 4, Tangerina. Incredibly fast, racing barefoot behind, and she might just blast past everyone and steal the lead from Nikki Lane right out of the gate.
It's very possible.
And what about the upset pick, number 7, Nefty Spoko?
Nefty Spoko is the ultimate do-for-luck horse. If you look at her race history, she is constantly running great races, putting up fantastic times, but always facing terrible luck with traffic or bad positioning.
Just constantly blocked.
Constantly. But today, she is racing barefoot all around. The friction is completely gone. She is a major threat to finally get the victory she's been circling for months.
I love a horse that's statistically due.
Yep.
Moving to V85-7, we have another mare division, but this one has a clear standout who has to overcome a major hurdle. The favorite is number 4, My Precious One.
She's a talent.
Very capable, fast out of the gate, and has the American bike on. She galloped last time out, but the data says there's a specific reason for it, right?
Yes, her driver pulled the hood we talked about earlier to trigger a final sprint, but the track conditions that day were muddy and bad. When she surged forward, she simply lost her footing and broke stride.
So it wasn't a mistake on her part?
No, it wasn't a lack of talent, it was a lack of traction. Her underlying capacity is huge. If the track is firm today, she is formidable.
But the challenger is getting a ton of buzz. Number 8, Madame Miras. 3 wins in just 7 career starts. She won effortlessly last time.
She did. Sometimes raw, generational talent simply overrides a positional disadvantage.
Really?
Yeah. Track A is a mathematical nightmare, yes. You run further, you work harder, but her ceiling, her pure athletic potential is so much higher than the rest of this field that if her driver can just keep her out of heavy traffic, she can physically overpower them from anywhere on the track.
So talent breaks the algorithm. I get it. But there are always upsets to consider. Number 5, Global Go, Bajan Go, is racing barefoot and won easily from the lead last time. And then there's number 12, Zusi Primus.
Zusi is interesting. She is a phenomenal finisher, but she is trapped in the absolute worst possible starting position today.
Track 12.
Her closing speed is deadly. She will pick them off one by one.
Which brings us to the grand finale, V85-8. A blistering 1,640-meter Class I sprint to close out the day. The favorite is number 6, Naisha. She has looked absolutely brilliant in her 2 starts this year.
Yes, she has.
She's exceptionally fast out of the gate and is the most likely early leader.
She sets the terms of engagement for this entire finale. If she gets the lead easily, she controls the race.
The main challenger is number 1, Arnie Silvio. He's a highly capable grinder, but again, starting from track 1 in a short sprint means a terrifyingly high risk of getting swallowed by the pack right at the start.
Grinders need time and distance to build their momentum. Track 1 in a sprint completely denies you that time. You are immediately under pressure.
But the dark horse is here.
Wow.
This is where the gear optimization goes to the absolute extreme. Look at number 10, Dark Photon Face. He has immense capacity, won his debut from the lead, and now the stable is strapping on an American bike for that forward push.
It's an aggressive move.
And then there's number 9, Ingmar Banker, a Danish guest horse. The stable is giving him the absolute works. Optimal balance, barefoot all around to remove the friction, A&D, the American bike. They are pulling out all the stop. The board doesn't just hold the pieces, it dictates the moves. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep questioning the consensus, watch the geometry, and we'll see you next time.